my hair right. Dust off you a little bit.
Appreciate that. I say, I kind of miss being able to say that. Let me get my hair right.
Oh, you used to have long hair?
I used to a long time ago. Just hair in general. I just shaved mine now. Yeah.
See,
genetics.
I did the bald head too.
No, I did because genetics.
Okay.
I didn't have no choice. I look at my dad all the time. I was like, no. It finally hit me a couple years ago. Like, yeah, it's time.
That's what's up. Hey, man, thank you all for joining us for another episode of In True Form. I'm your host, Corey Truesdale. I have two very special guests here today. We have Mapp and Rhonda Mapp. Mapp To Fitness.
Yep.
Co-owners out here in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Rock, and Rhonda, you can follow up after.
My name, Mapp. Originally, I'm from North Carolina, of course, from Burlington. For me, prior to doing what we're doing now, I've always been around the government. I've been retired Army. Before that, of course, being an athlete of those natures and stuff, football, basketball, track. Things that I love, too, when it comes to dealing with that, being active, as far as when it comes to boxing, Muay Thai, MMA as a whole. So we just being able to combine those pieces and stuff far as inside of like what I love to do, being active, and just continue being able to grow from there.
I'm Ronnie. I was born here in Raleigh, but when I was like 12, we moved to Zebulon. I know it sounds like a planet, but moved out there in the country. Right?
I ain't never seen it like that.
It does, right? I have a degree in fashion merchandising and design. I went to A&T, Aggie Pride. But as you see, obviously, I'm not in fashion right now. We're on the other end. I'm in fitness now. So, yeah.
I appreciate that. So, real quick, I put out an APP out on Facebook to get some guests to come out on In True Form. Rhonda was delighted to jump on. You know, with In True Form, I use this platform, if you don't know already, Rock, is to put businesses, entrepreneurs, people's stories on where they came from or how they got to where they are today, and bringing a different audience. You know, it could be somebody out there and could be inspired to y'all story, or it could be somebody that's looking for something that y'all do and want to be a part of it. So In True Form is what that's all for. Yeah. Yes, I am a photographer. I do drone work, I do video work, I do all those things, but to separate myself from my constituents out here, I want to do something like this. I love podcasts. I love talking to people. I love making people smile, making people feel good. So this is why I'm here. But I'm going to kick things off with one of my first questions that I have for y'all, and either one of y'all can answer it. I ain't going to do this question's for you, Rock. I ain't going to do nothing like that. So first question is, what does it mean to you to be Raleigh's first black and veteran-owned husband and wife gym?
It means a lot. What I can say by that is, looking at us doing this together, it means so much more. So I look at the veteran aspect for a lot of the things that I had to deal with, sacrifices I've had to make for our family, of course serving the country, but then at the same time frame, things that I could take from there and combine from what I really love to do. For us being a married couple, doing this together, it makes it that much more, the value just makes it so much more sweeter, because a lot of time frames we're able to work together, I feel like, a lot better, because some time frames we don't even really need to kind of like say something sometimes. You can kind of just sense it, or you can kind of feel it. And that's something that you don't get all the time. You got people sometimes frames for where, and I'll use this for example, people have favorite coworkers and things of that nature. You're not going to have that type of bond or that type of, I would say, closeness. You can be close with somebody where you're like, hey, this is a really cool friend, but this is different because this is my wife, I'm her husband. So it's a way of where we're able to kind of have a different dynamic than what most places are going to be able to have, because in turn, when we turn the lights off here, we're still being able to focus on being able to, how can we grow the business?
Right.
How can we do everything? But it still has other different significant pieces, and I'm pretty sure you can kind of add to that.
Yeah, I feel like that honestly attracted a lot of our clients to us. You don't really see a lot of couples working together. You know, they usually have different types of careers, different fields and stuff like that. But when you see, but when you see a black couple doing it together, that draws in, you know, people near and far.
Yeah.
It just sets us apart.
Yeah. And I was thinking too, also, like, how's those conversations are like at home? Like, do y'all ever turn it off? Is it always like a conversation about the gym, you know, fitness? Y'all check each other when it comes to different meals that are being done at home, cheat days? Like, what's the humor like having two fitness coaches in the house at once? And I know y'all kids.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix.
I know y'all kids are going through it sometimes.
It's a mix. Oh yeah. It's a big mixture with it. So
Yeah.
I say, like, the conversations is we really don't look at it as like, all right, we got to hit an off button. It really isn't like that, because we kind of have a balance still with it. This is something that we actually love to do.
Right.
So that's where, like, the conversation is more like, you know, like most people being like, all right, I got to turn work off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's not where we look at it as, because I was telling you before, our clients are really, it's like a big family. So it's like us having discussions about family.
Right.
Like, far as, hey, this is what we're looking forward to tomorrow, or just talking about a memory in general, when someone really crushed the workout, or when someone just figured in their mind frame, I wasn't able to do that before, but now I can. It's just something that really gives us, it's a rewarding feeling.
Yeah.
So that's why it's never really, I can't really say it's an off switch to it.
Right.
Well, sometimes I feel like, say we're on a date sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to talking about the business. It'd be like a thought process. I'm like, I gotta cut back, you know.
Handing the business cards out.
Yeah. Well, I say,
So she's the business card.
No, that's usually, well, it's
But I have so many ideas and stuff, but it's so like, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
When it comes to dates, you know, you just want to be personal.
Yeah.
Then we done through the business and you know what we can do next week and stuff, you know, yeah.
Y'all be sitting there eating, like, yeah, man. Y'all look over and you be like, man, I wish we could work with them over there. That's
her.
And not even that, it'd be stuff about just the business in general, like, what you think about this next week we do this in class or something?
Yeah, I can
So stuff like that, yeah. We're pretty good like meal prepping.
Yeah.
So that's something we honestly consistently do.
Yeah, when you do
Meal
it together, there's no such thing to really go to.
I'm more so with seafood.
Okay.
Now, yeah, I've been with like
Salmon.
pescatarian for like the past 4 months.
Yeah. And she done kind of pulled me a little over that way, because I could say back then it was more of my go-to. Oh no, red meat is not. I'm not more of a red meat person at all. Like, my main thing would be like ground turkey and chicken breast. But now I'm kind of moving more over towards the seafood a little bit, just because I kind of like the way it feels. But I also have my time frames for, especially when it gets warmer, it makes me feel even 10 times better. When it comes to adding more veggies and stuff to my diet, I like more raw veggies than anything.
How do you maintain your size? I mean, the way I get into that is because you got folks that bodybuild, you got folks that are high in cardio. How do you maintain that physique? Are you naturally like that, or that's something that you just focus on each day when you go into the gym? Like, I got to make sure I hit my biceps, I got to hit my shoulders.
This is why I say natural, because I literally have been in the gym since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And when it comes to my strength level and how I approach and how I attack the gym, it's been like that since I was a kid. Like, far as, and most people would be like, but my high school coach, I love how he'll post all these different things and stuff for different players. And a lot of the records and stuff, I broke all of them when I was 15 years old. And that's how my body has never really, far as, it's natural just to be able to go that way. And far as, I can lean out being super lean, or focus on powerlifting a whole lot, but that's where I focus on a mixture.
Yeah.
For where some of my style is bodybuilding, some of it is far as still being able to have the mobility and flexibility of being athletic. because I still want to get back a little bit more into MMA if I get an opportunity a little bit, because that's still something I'm passionate about.
Really?
Yes, I used to do, well, I'm still part of the team, Immortalis.
Okay.
They're out of Wake Forest. Shout out to Coach.
What's the coach name?
Coach Saul Martinez.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Martinez.
That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. Saul.
That's dope, man.
No, that is my guy. Look, I even got her to walk in there and do a little bit of Muay Thai before too.
For cardio. This was it. Just cardio.
I like boxing. I used to box when I was younger. Hit the bag often, but it's a workout, man.
Yes.
You going in there, you swinging.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like
footwork.
cardio.
You add the footwork to it and all those different kind of
8
things.
points of contact.
What's that?
8 points of contact.
Break that down.
So hands, forearm, elbow, shoulder, head, knees, shin, feet.
Okay. So when you say that, what does that mean? Like, when you say I'm a dummy off the street?
Those are all the points of contact you can strike someone with.
Got you. What's your forte? What's your go-to?
My shotgun, which is my leg.
Yeah.
Most people they'll always think it's my arms, but my kicks, I never kick anybody 100% because I know what it could probably do.
That's crazy. You're like, you got to do true.
Like, he can have it.
So what do you focus on, Rhonda, when you're in the gym? Like, what's your go-to workout? What's your main point of focus when you walk in?
Obviously strength training, but obviously each day his body splits. I really don't like lower body. I love working my back, my shoulders, upper body, which is crazy because in the beginning I told him I never wanted to have like really super toned. Because I'm naturally toned because of my grandmother, but I was like real smaller. I was like real skinny. So that's how I started working out because I wanted to gain weight. So that happened. And I just kept going, started lifting heavier, toned out more. So I like it.
You seem like you be getting on your clients. You be like, what you? No.
Now, why you say that?
You sound like you got that tone.
Why you say really?
Thank
She
you.
she got it.
So here's
Am I there?
Here's what I'm gonna tell you, and it's the most incredible thing, and look, it tickles me like crazy. I laugh at it. Most people, when they ask which one of us was in the military, I was a combat arms.
Okay.
Most people think she was in the military instead of me.
Really?
Yes.
She got the tone.
I'm just structured. I just like being
You like the
structured.
gentle giant in the gym.
And that's why I tell
like to
people
get
when it
down.
comes to like the military piece, I knew how to turn that off.
Yeah, you take yourself out of that for a little bit.
I can't
They
be
wouldn't
in
want
that same mindset. No, I didn't even like that
It was
mindset.
intimidating at first to some of my clients.
Yeah, always. I let
Back
you
when
tell
I
that
got
story.
injured, he started training my clients. They all female, so they looking like, who is this big guy about to train us?
Kept walking in like, all right, let's go. They be like, no, we need Rhonda.
Right?
We need Rhonda. What injury did you?
So, what was it? The first one was it my back?
Your back.
Yeah,
Your back,
I had a bulging
deadlifting.
disc from deadlifting. So this was time where we were we Mapp To Fitness
Yeah,
then?
we were
Yeah, we were
Mapp
Mapp
To
To Fitness then, but he more so had his clients and I had my clients. He was more so training men. So when I injured my back, I couldn't work out, really could stand like that. So he took over training my clients. So that's when my clients actually got to see his personality, how he is. Like, oh, he's a big teddy bear.
Then you got back there.
Right.
Like, can we keep rocking?
Right.
Gave it putting that foot down. How long y'all been married?
Let's see. December will make it 13 years.
13.
13 years. I've been married.
I said 12.
15. The longer you've been married, you're gonna forget.
Right. Okay.
Can't forget it's on your wrist.
How do y'all keep the love and the excitement in y'all marriage with everything that y'all do with the fitness business?
Work. It takes work. Just like how you have to be intentional with your body, you have to be intentional with your marriage the same way. You have to be able to take time frame to learn that, especially, like I said before, we're already over double digits. I'm not the same person that I was when we first met. She's not the same person as well. So we both have to be able to figure out, okay, who is the person that is in the present that you can be intentional about? Because you can't be intentional about the person you was in your 20s as the same person that you are in the present.
Right.
And planning time to spend together.
Yeah.
Dates. That's why we were big on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taking
we did
Wednesdays
some
off.
dates
That's
today.
our day. Yeah,
What does a typical date night look like for the both of y'all?
Let's see.
something early.
Yeah, because we did. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Right. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. Yeah.
So, perfect example, and you're gonna laugh with it. Yes, it was something active. So we took our dog, we took him, and we went walking too. We like to go to different trails and stuff too. So we took him walking, and of course our watches on, so we can see how far we going.
How many steps you have, babe?
Right.
We try to match and be able to look and see, okay, what's the mileage at and stuff too. But bringing him water and stuff, making sure he good to go, getting him active. And of course, going out, like I said before, we focus on meal prepping throughout the whole week. We teach our clients when it comes to 80-20, because looking at it realistically, if you're not preparing for something, for where you're preparing for like a show, competition, or like I said before, when it comes to fight training and stuff like that, I don't expect for someone to be eating 100% clean, because you still want to be able to, you're still a human being, you're still a person. We want you to still be able to enjoy life. So that's what we have our time frame to enjoy when it comes to dates.
Yeah, especially on Saturdays, 'cause that's usually our cheat day.
Okay. What does that typically look like food-wise?
For me, sweets.
Yeah.
Because I love sweets. I've been cake pies, all of it. So I'm like that as a kid. So I more so just got in the habit of obviously the 80-20. During Monday through Sunday through Friday. That's when I'm eating good. Saturday, that's when I enjoy my sweets.
That's what's up.
Me, Mexican food.
Yeah. Give me a quesadilla any day.
I'm telling you,
What you like,
anything Mexican. Because essentially, we grew up, it's a family that was next door. The mother of the family is literally like my aunt.
Okay.
I grew up and I've had anything you can think of Mexican food-wise.
Okay.
There's nothing I'm not afraid to try that's in the Latino community as far as when it comes to their food, because I grew up with it.
Man, we went to Mexico, and me and the wife went to Mexico, and we had a street taco.
Change your life.
Yeah.
We came back, and we went to...
Tastes so much better there.
Man,
You would never look at any restaurant that's
Right.
Americanized.
Like, what y'all doing over here?
Again.
man, the way... it was dark outside, it was on the side of the street. He just speaking Spanish, we don't know what he's saying.
Right.
He just
looking at the food.
But man, $1,
Yes.
$1.50.
Yes.
Like, you can
Cheap,
tell me
yeah.
I can get 4 or 5 tacos for less than $10? Man,
Good and full too. Yep.
that's good.
Their basic stuff just makes you just being like, wow, what have I been missing?
Yeah. You ever had a chimichanga?
Yes.
And I had a chimichanga with some queso in there, and some shrimp, and some bell peppers, and all that
wow.
stuff in there, man. I'm telling you, Mexican food could definitely change your life.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I
it
love
can.
seafood too. You ever had a bronzini? Gotta try a bronzini. It's an Italian fish.
Oh.
They have them at Wegmans.
Oh, okay.
Fillets there.
Nice.
You just put a little bit of butter in the pan, and salt and pepper. That's it. And the
I'm gonna try
flavor
that.
comes out of the fish, and it's less work. It's 6 minutes on one side, pan fried, 6 minutes on the other side.
Oh, wow.
So, meal prepping wise, you get you a few fillets.
I know
good.
that's right. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna be right back after this short, brief message. Thank you again for tuning in, and we're back. Thank you again for tuning in to this special episode of In True Form with Mapp To Fitness founders, owners, black business couple, power couple. This is Rhonda and this is Rock. If y'all haven't joined us early, if y'all just tuning in and wanted to fast forward into the episode, we're gonna go into these questions, and you can answer it candidly. You can pass if you feel like passing, but basically it's these are shadow questions of their business. So first question I'm gonna throw off to you is, your journey from financial hardship to owning a 6-figure gym is incredible. How did you maintain faith and motivation during your most uncertain moments? Any one of you guys can answer this question.
I say for me, I literally was just seeking God's face every day. Just reading my Bible, just praying constantly, toning the world out. That's honestly what helped me.
Okay. I agree with that too. And then being able to learn how to listen to what God was telling us in a lot of different times of uncertainty. Like I can give you a perfect example of when we were going through the financial hardship time frames. Before we even really started Mapp To Fitness, we knew we had a goal in mind because you had started training then. And you had told me, look, this is something that you always wanted to do as well, get into it. But before even doing that, dealing with, as far as that was my first time ever losing a job.
Where were you working?
Town of Wake Forest.
Okay.
So I was in charge of construction inspection for commercial, residential, and when it comes to government. So
Did y'all have children at this moment, at that point?
Yeah. So looking at that, I feel like God was telling me something because of all my certifications, my experience, and my background. I was getting ready to get back into the engineering field. And the fact of hearing you're overqualified multiple times. She's sat across while I've been on virtual interviews to hear you're overqualified. Then I'm thinking to myself, like, that doesn't make sense to me. But then I really had to step back and really approach the same exact way. Okay, what is God telling us in this moment? And that was God speaking right there in that moment, being like, okay, well, it's time to move forward with this. And before we really jumped off into Mapp To Fitness, you were doing Ronnie Fit. And
I
was
started
doing,
like a year before he even got into
Okay.
fitness. So yeah.
Okay.
And then when I started getting clients as well. And I'll never forget, honestly, it was her sister and my brother-in-law, her husband, that were like, why don't you guys do it together? And I don't know why it didn't click initially.
Well, sometimes stuff like that don't click. It takes others to kind of peel back a layer a little bit. So.
But that helped during that time frame of being like, okay, now we're seeing what God is showing us. Because in the moment, you're like, okay, God, what are you trying to do here? What is going on? Why are we experiencing these different hard time frames? And we just had to be able to step out on faith and keep pressing forward. And that's something that we've always did. We always continue being able to focus on believing, trusting, and understanding that we're going to find a way. God is going to make a way.
And when we first started, when I first started, I literally just got my certifications. I jumped out on faith, start contacting gyms, seeing if I can train clients there. So when I started that, this is during the time where our house was already on temporary forbearance. So I started getting like, my Instagram followers start growing. I was posting videos up there. So I was getting brand deals. My Fitness Pal had a contract with them. I was getting.
What's My Fitness Pal? What is that?
So it's like an app like where you can like put your meals and stuff like that on.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's a multi-million-dollar company right there.
Right.
And they're paying me. And I'm like, I barely have 3,000 followers and y'all trying to pay me? So that was a blessing in itself. It was more so like God just telling me, trust the process. So I had that, and I was getting athletic clothing sent to me every single month, packages. So he set up everything for me. Yeah.
They was just asking you to just wear the clothes,
Right.
put it in your videos and things of that nature.
And getting paid for it.
That's dope. That's dope. How did you feel when you seen that unraveling a little bit?
So I'll go a little bit before too. So this is how, like how I said before, we couldn't really see things for what it was too. And it should have been more of a, what I would say, a foreshadowing. It should have been foreshadowing, because showing that we can rely on each other, learn from each other. Because when she first came to me about this, before even training, asking everything, because I had done powerlifting, I've been, of course, training soldiers, different things in the fitness area. And when she came to me and said, I need you to show me, what do I need to learn? Because I already know when she takes something, she knows how to go and see different things that I may not see from so many different angles and details. It got to the point where I was teaching her, then it got to the point where she was teaching me.
It's the true meaning of a married couple.
Yes.
Pours into each other.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back when you was mentioning, you talk a lot about faith. Talk a lot about going out on a limb, trusting God. For those out there who want to do those same behaviors. They want to go out on faith. How do those dark moments feel though? Like you hear the stories, trusting God. I trusted God and I went out of faith and this happened, but people don't know the middle ground when you're waking up every day and you like, man, I'm still not seeing nothing. Those tough conversations with each other. Like, yo, I feel you, but look what we got going on. Like, how did those conversations go? Like, what can you tell those folks that are trying to push through those dark moments that they're trying to go through? What is it that you can tell them?
Well, one thing I can say, especially with us being husband and wife, that's where the checks and balance come into play. For when one person is feeling those dark times, because you both are not going to feel the super dark, y'all not going to be on the same level on feeling the dark piece. Because that's where the questions come into play, when you kind of question things like how you said before, why am I not seeing things moving for this day? It should be moving on this day. That's where the checks and balance comes into play, and that's the beauty thing I think about us. It could be a moment where I'm feeling, why is this not happening? Like I said before, being told you're overqualified. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Why is this happening? Why can't I get a step forward in this? And then to hear my wife just tell me, you know what? God is doing it for a reason. You need to step back and just be patient with it and trust the process of what's going to happen moving forward. And that grounds me. And it's the same way if she needs that. Like when she was talking about the temporary forbearance, there's time frames for where she would feel it a lot more than me. And I just kept having to think to myself, okay, in order to trust, I got to be able to speak it out into existence, because words have so much power.
Right.
So I got to be able to speak life into her as well, just as she speaks life into me. So in those type of moments, it's passing back and forth. You can't just hold the ball the whole time. So sometimes I'm holding the ball, sometimes I'm like, this ball, I can't, I pitch.
Yeah.
Back and forth. So that way we can keep moving forward.
And balance each other out. I appreciate that, man. So you mentioned in a short bio clip that you guys sent me, you mentioned that your pastor encouraged you to just sign the lease.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Can you let the viewers know how your pastor played an important role? And you can also mention who your pastor is as well.
Our pastor is Pastor Mitch Summerfield of Word of God Fellowship, which is off of Rock Quarry Road, 3000 Rock Quarry Road. I know if I don't say 3000, he'd be like, wait a minute now. No, but seriously, under his leadership, even his parents' leadership before, because God rest their soul, they passed away 2017. They were the church founding bishop and pastor.
Okay.
When, because we've been there for...
This year makes 10 years.
Yep, next month. 10 years next month. And where he played such a big role in it is from day one. Literally from day one. Always shooting those texts in, checking in. Sitting down with both of us, checking in. Anytime he's seen us, where y'all at? How's the process going? Always showing that he was invested, far as not just being like, I hope you guys are okay, but no, being like, hey, I'm going through this every step of the way with you guys. And the other implementation, which I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, right before we got here, what helped us on that end about just signing the lease, because we had to find a middle ground area to train our clients, because where we were training before here, we were renting space from another gym owner. And that didn't end the way that we would want it. It wasn't a smooth transition like we were preparing for, but our pastor made it smooth for us.
Okay.
Because where Word of God Fellowship is, it's also an academy. They have a weight room there too as well. So
set up.
Yeah.
It was a bridge.
That's great. Yeah.
It literally was a bridge that our pastor was able to give to us. And that's what helped us go ahead and sign the lease, because we knew we would have that bridge where we can still train our clients instead of being able to worry, okay, where do we go now? Because the gym we were at before closed their doors earlier than we expected.
Then y'all got clients coming in and y'all ain't got no
Yeah. Right.
train them at.
Yep.
But
And
they
the thing
stuck
of-
with
yeah.
y'all.
And the thing about it is, when we signed our lease, we didn't even have our funding yet.
Yeah.
That's another
We really stepped
thing
out
of
on
like some
faith.
crazy faith that we stepped out on. How do you
Yes.
have our
Conversation go though with your pastor? Like, was it a fear at any point before he told y'all that? Was it like
It
some type
was.
of doubt and he had to be like, no,
Well,
just
for me, it was.
That's what I was going to
Well,
say.
for me,
That's
it
checks
was,
and balance.
it was more so because we signed our lease the day the gym owner we was at told us that they were closing at the end of the month. So we signed it the same day they told us. So it's kind of like you're kind of happy, but then it's like, dang, now we got to find
Yes,
still
a
grind
place.
out.
Yeah.
Right, we still
Same
got to
time
find a
being
place to
there.
train our clients now.
Right.
So we really couldn't honestly celebrate that moment. But that fear kicked in because it was like panic mode because like we only got 28 days to find somewhere to train our clients. You know, most gyms, they ain't go allow you to come there with like 50 clients.
Right.
You know, they done took over. So that was like the most stressful part
yeah.
about that. But
Is your pastor like one of those pastors that you see in the movies where they take the lead on, you know, your situation, but also like in the congregation, they're telling everybody, hey, if you guys need trainers, fitness trainers, you know, reach out to Rock, he pour into y'all business that way as well?
Yep.
That's cool. I always want something like that.
No,
Yep.
He definitely does. Look, he always, the message that may be coming into play where it does, relate to what we experienced, because we told them, look, it's fine. We want people to understand and know our testimony.
Right.
And he definitely would be like, okay, this is something the same exact way that could inspire someone else that wants to start that business.
Right.
Or wants to take that leap of faith. Because one thing that we've actually witnessed, we witness other couples do the same thing after we've done it. Do the same thing, different other businesses, but they step out on faith and they start their businesses, and their businesses are successful together.
I was just telling somebody, you know, I told y'all prior that I had the last 2 episodes that the guests that I spoke to, they have nonprofit organizations, and they talk the same thing, step out on faith, things happening in their life. And I tell everybody it comes full circle.
Yeah.
You know, everybody goes through their different wavelengths and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's all faith.
It is.
It's all God that brings you where you need to go.
Yes.
And sometimes we be in our own way
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
I know I've been wanting to do a podcast for the last 6 years, and I was just like, why am I? Because I'm not liking how I sound on camera. Stuff like that. Like you selling yourself short because you're in your own way.
yeah.
Do you guys have anything to mention as far as with challenges that you guys had when you got everything up and running? Like, you know, you stepped out on faith, you got the gym. What challenges have you guys faced while everything is where it needs to be in place as far as with your fitness? Client-wise, do y'all
Client-wise has honestly been good. We've been obviously going up in numbers with clients.
Growing.
That's great.
Growing.
I feel like probably the hardest thing, obviously once we got the funding and everything, was just putting all this stuff together.
Yeah.
Especially the flooring. The flooring.
Okay.
We did.
I've been waiting on you to
so
talk
we
about the
did-
flooring. I've been waiting on
We did
that.
all this basically ourselves, except for
Yes.
obviously the painting.
Yes.
But that's about it. That was like also more so a personal challenge for me was having those what if moments, like what if we don't do good?
Right.
You know, just those moments. Because now, you know, we went from renting gym space to owning your own gym. That's totally different. So
It's different.
The
That was-
worry of
yeah.
something going
Exactly.
bad. How do you get past that? Because we all
honestly,
want to have it.
really just trusting God. Because like he brought us this far. Why he gonna leave us right
Why
here?
he gonna hand us to us
right.
and then
And
make
just
it fail?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I would also say being grounded in where your blessing is. There's time frames where I've had where I'm pretty sure you've done it too, where if I'm in here by myself, I actually just try to be able to ground myself in here and really be able to actually look and see what God has been able to do for us. Really be able to ground myself to seeing where I'm at in the present moment and being like, okay, it's here. Prayed for this, fasted for this, declared, decreed, every single aspect of it, and it's actually here. I can touch all 4 walls and know that this is something that God was able to provide. And know that we're grateful, thankful, because every time we come through that door, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Every time we come through that door. I told her this, like literally, I feel like where I get that extra energy is when our clients are able to be able to see their results, being able to step it up to new levels every single day. There's not a time frame if I might be tired before a session. At the end of that session, I'm super hyped.
Yeah, they go bring the energy out. Everybody got, they got different personalities.
Yes.
So
They
we
bring
love it. Yeah.
Do you guys see yourselves expanding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hiring trainers
How
too.
far in the future do y'all see that?
Near future, I feel like
What, the
I'm
next
claiming that now.
5 years.
The next 5 years, having multiple facilities, and then at the same time being able to teach other younger trainers and stuff that really want to get into it, being able to keep their individuality. That's the key factor, because even though we have other trainers and stuff that we want to bring on,
Right.
we don't want it to be like, hey, it's the Mapp To Fitness way.
Right. You want it to be, their authenticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you.
That's what makes a trainer. A trainer doesn't make because it's like, hey, I can tell you how to bench press just like that trainer can tell you how to bench press.
Right.
But what else do you bring to the table? What else can you do for that person as far as when on those days when they may not feel like being able to lift, but they still came through the door? What can you do in that aspect? So that's where the teaching aspect comes into play on helping trainers that just think in their mind frame sometimes, I just need to get them to learn how to lift.
Right.
I just need to get them to learn how to move. No, it's a lot more to it.
Right.
Everything.
What y'all think? They not gonna say nothing back. Before we go on a quick break, I want Rhonda and I want Rock to share with you all how you guys can follow them, their website, and then we'll be right back after these messages. Y'all can go ahead and say what you guys say.
We have social media handles, of course, for Mapp To Fitness. We have our Instagram handle for Mapp To Fitness. We have a TikTok and Facebook page as well. LinkedIn as well, too. Then, of course, as far as like we have our other social... You go ahead for that website.
The website as well, mapptofitness.com. That's where you can see everything that we have up there, from our services, our apparel, all of that stuff is up there.
Testimonies, everything from when it comes to clients' experience, all together, all in one location.
And Google us, check out the reviews.
There we go.
We got 5 stars across the board.
5
We're gonna dive right into it. So now that Mapp To Fitness Gym is a reality, what's next? What vision do you have for the business in the next 5 years?
I say for me, hiring trainers, doing some type of mentorship program as well, just for those who may not even want to be trainers but just want to start a business. So I feel like it's not enough of us out there just trying to help people, especially in the black community. We don't try to help too many people. We try to we'll help you this amount, but we don't want you better than me. But my goal is just to help any and everybody.
Yeah.
Do y'all deal with that right now? That crab in the barrel mentality? Because we seem to see that a lot in businesses, local businesses, and people like ourselves. But you don't really see that in another gender.
You don't.
I mean, not gender, but as far as with race.
Yeah.
Different races kind of support you differently.
Yeah.
Do y'all
Me
see that
personally-
more on y'all end?
Me personally, I haven't, because even when I started, I reached out to other like black gym owners or trainers just to get like some advice and stuff like that. They honestly just helped me.
That's cool.
I've heard stories about it, but I never had to experience it.
Yeah.
But we have heard.
Yeah,
more
we've
so.
heard about it. Yeah.
Not necessarily people bringing it to us, like far as the people who are described into it, but like or other gym owners, I should say. But with people that know us and know how we are, they'll bring it to us and we appreciate it. But when they bring it to us, it's more so like, that's where I used to, because you've heard it before, where people will bring it and be like, they'll say who it is, or they'll kind of be like, I don't want to be in the middle of it, but I just want to let you know. And you kind of looking like, I don't understand where it comes from.
Right.
Because, like I said before, you think about how big the location is, how big the entire world, because dealing with personal training, it doesn't have to be always face-to-face. You can do it virtually, too, with some people. So that means you can tap into the entire world, the entire country, the entire state, places that are bigger than just what we're sitting in right now. And that's where I used to kind of like, that's where the checks and balance comes into play, because it used to bother me a lot, because it's more so I'm like, I don't say a word about nobody. I don't even think about anybody else or any other different business owner in a negative way, but why think about us?
Yeah.
That's used to be on my mind, but now it doesn't even affect me, because it's more so like what matters the most, like how she said before, are we helping people the right way? Are people able to receive everything that they need from us in order to continue to grow?
Yeah.
And that's what we want to continue moving forward in the next 5 years, continuing to grow.
Yeah. Who's your longest standing client right now that you see all the time? Want to give them a shout out, or you got
Let me see, my longest
You got a
client.
few.
Who, me?
Think about it. I think they were
Right
the same
now
time.
is two of them. No, it's three. Terrace. Hey, Terrace.
Don't that feel good saying it though? Like she
was
ain't here,
really like-
she's gonna be here. So.
Yeah, Terrace and Jazz.
Cute.
They were like my first top 5 clients, like,
Really?
3 years ago when I first started? So they've been with me at every gym I've been to. So it's a year. And Kim, yep, she's like my third longest one. I didn't think she was gonna make it, but she's still hanging with us.
Yes, look, Kim go hard in the paint.
Yeah.
Kim go hard in the
That's
paint.
a beautiful feeling though. And the reason I ask that is, every business owner, you get new clients all the time. You want new clients. We want to grow, but it's always those 5 to 10 that you just been rocking
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
And they'll leave and come back. And come
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're sending people to you.
Yep,
Yes.
exactly.
They're talking about you in regular conversation.
Yes.
Like they're out, they having family time and
Right.
riding and rocking in their vocabulary, and that's huge for us. That motivates you to do it more and more. How many clients do you see you guys have right now? Estimated.
We got around like 55.
Okay.
Might be higher than that now, because we keep
could
getting new
be.
people.
Yeah,
We're getting more and more people.
every month. So
How
yeah.
are they reaching out to you? Y'all getting more clientele through social media? Or y'all getting it through like the algorithm?
I feel like it's more so
website.
a mixture, because
Yeah.
like obviously we do like the free phone consultation, and like that last question is like, how did you find us? So a lot of people it's from Instagram, it's from Facebook, and from Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't get a lot of clients off social media. I post a lot on social media, but most of my clients are coming in from Google.
Yeah.
And
People sleep on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
get your Google set up.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Get your
Yes.
reviews. People gonna
Yes.
reviews, Yelp, all that type of stuff. Like people are gonna be texting and trying
Yes.
to figure out where's the nearest gym.
Yeah, and the SEO. Yeah, the SEO as well. Because when you put in black-owned gyms, our name come up, one of the first names up there. So
That feel good.
You
I
got-
know
yeah.
Does.
I know that feel good.
And we got to go with
Gotta
the
have to work
classic
that,
way
yeah.
too, word of mouth.
yeah, word of mouth.
Yeah,
That's
that-
honestly the main thing, because we'll have people say, "Oh, I heard about y'all." Be random people.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes it's the hardest too. One of
Yeah.
the things that I know I've started incorporating with my photography is I'm doing more video testimonies now. So before I'll send the link, go in and
Yeah.
but no, now I'm like, hey, after this photo shoot, mind me micing you up and just sharing what you experienced, because people want to see and they
Yeah.
want to hear it too, so they'll know it's authentic.
Yep.
right.
Let's see, man. Moving right along. How do you plan to integrate faith, fitness, and community building in your gym's mission? And also, if you can sum up your journey in one life lesson, what would it be?
So to answer the first one, we're currently doing that now.
Okay.
When they come into the sessions, when they're in the sessions, literally as far as I can use faith, for example. When it comes to our strength exercises, I'll just talk about the basics, like deadlifting. A lot of time frames, clients will be used to where we push them to a certain degree, and it's time frame for them to do progressive overload. What progressive overload is, training over time frame of dealing with that same intensity level of going up and the increasing of the amount of weight. But when it comes to, let's say, we'll use an example of every 2 weeks, you're focusing on going up, whether it's 5 pounds or if it's a 5% of your 1 rep max. We focus on being able to progress them, and it's time to progress them. A lot of times they're not going to be thinking about that, but we're focused on it because we know what you did before and what you've been consistently being able to train and build yourself up. That's where that faith comes into play, because we know that they're ready. Because when it gets to the point of the last time frame they were able to do something, they were able to push themselves way past their limitation from when they first started. So that's where that faith comes into play. We have faith on what they're doing and what their ability is. So we're doing it in the aspect of the training. The other part that's on that first question too, being able to implement that in the gym as a whole, is us being able to have that positive attitude and that mindset that we step into the gym with every single day. That's why I was telling you before, when it comes to having a bad experience with clientele, I don't believe we really have had bad experience like that. We haven't. So that's where all of that comes into play all together in the gym as a whole.
So it sounds like y'all, before y'all dove into fitness, Mapp To Fitness, y'all went through y'all grind prior to that to build y'all up to be able to withstand anything as Mapp To Fitness.
Yes.
Yeah, and helping our clients in general with their faith. They'll come to us with some of their problems or something like that. We just speak faith to them. Well, that medicine therapist, you know.
Y'all therapists, so if y'all need a therapist and someone to help you get some gains, this is where y'all need to be. Because
we've done double dates and all that stuff, you know. Just speaking.
Because we truly care. We truly care about our clients. Like, we want to see our clients succeed not only in here, but on the outside portion of their fitness journey. Because your fitness journey is dependent onto your life journey. So in order to do that, you got to be strong outside of just the physical aspect. You got to be able to show that same strength emotionally, mentally, and with the spiritual. So that's what we live, and we try to live by an example. And if you can't have someone that is focusing on helping you by leading by example, then the reality of it starts to be able to come into play, being like, well, how can I really progress if I'm not seeing the people that should be helping me progress?
Right. So what it sounds like to me is that y'all are high on relationships with y'all clients. Whereas there are some businesses out there it's just $1 to them. And y'all are showing that it goes further on from a personal level, which y'all are looking for a gym. Y'all looking for some dope trainers. You got 2 of them right here that sit right out in Raleigh. There's a lot of people that I do know that's not in the area. I'm originally from Jersey, and I moved to Georgia in 2000. So I know I have a lot of friends and family members in Georgia as well. But there are a few trainers that I know that have communications with their clients through an app. Do y'all ever look into doing something like that? Like for those that's not in the area and they can't train with y'all? Like how do y'all have like an app set up?
Yeah, the Mapp To Fitness app.
Yeah, we have an app, and we have clientele that use that app too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've had clients in different areas and stuff that may not physically be able to be here, but they're able to use the app, and it's us.
That's great.
On the app.
Actually working out,
That's
so they can see what
y'all
they do.
have like pre-made videos for them and stuff like that.
Everything.
Cool, man.
Everything's pre-built. It's easy to be able to use. It's user-friendly.
Yeah.
And I always have to give the props. She did amazing.
There you go.
He didn't like it at first. We had to record hundreds of videos.
That was
like,
the
why we gotta
hard
do
part.
this?
That was
I'm
the
like, it's
hard
gonna work
part.
out in the end.
Why you like
Because that's a lot of videos. And when you're doing your normal workout, it kind of get to you a little because you're like, wait a minute. I forgot. I got to go back. No, you got to go back and record it because sometimes I'll forget.
Forget to record it. You know, you got to get certain angles.
You're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
I'm like, you got to redo that because you didn't do this certain angle. They got to see you hinge. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of patience.
Y'all your own coach.
Yes.
All right, so let me see, man. We winding down, man. And again, I appreciate you all tuning in to this episode of In True Form. So if you can go back and give advice to yourselves on day 1 of your fitness journey, what would you say, and what would you actually listen to what you would say?
Day 1 of my fitness journey?
Yep.
That's a long time ago.
Well, mine was like, 4 years ago?
I'm catching you now. And
Yeah, mine was started during COVID.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I probably
No,
during COVID.
it was before COVID.
A little bit before COVID. So a little bit before COVID, I probably say give myself more grace. What else? And knowing that it's okay to have setbacks, especially like when I got injured. And I had knee surgery. It was a little setback, but you know.
what was your knee surgery?
I had what was it? It was a cyst on my meniscus. So I thought I actually torn my meniscus. It was actually a cyst on it. So that was even better. So you know, it ain't torn.
You still
So
got your meniscus there.
yeah. So
Mine almost gone. Am I right?
yeah.
I feel
So I couldn't
mine.
live for what? How many? About like 2 months.
Yeah, about 2 months, but yeah.
What about you, Right? What would you tell yourself, man?
What would I tell myself? That I wish, let's see, I wish I had my help meet sooner rather than later, because what I say about it is to tone down, I don't need intensity all the time.
What does that look like? So,
Lifting 800
what did that look like? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, she just said it, lifting
Lifting
800
too much.
pounds.
Like, why are you lifting that?
Okay, so you was like those guys on Instagram when they
No,
lifting like everything, like, and they doing all that, and passing out right after. I know y'all crack up on those videos on social media.
I crack up with it because it's more so like for me, because I used to compete USPA 365 International for powerlifting, and I've always focused on being the strongest. And it just is one of those things where it's like when your body kind of tell you, hey, it's time to kind of relax sometimes. That's where the military sense, I would say, didn't help me the best, because the military is more so you always have to take a knee, drink water, drive on. It's never, hey, recover.
Right.
Listen to your body, because a lot of time frames for, especially for what I dealt with, anybody that's been a sapper, ranger, airborne, air assault, any type of special operations type of unit, you know in your mindset how you've been taught is always a go mode. So you don't have the luxury to being able to hit the brakes.
Right.
And that amplified it, because I've always had that mindset of, even when I first started my journey started when I was 11 years old. And it just, I used to use, and this is where I can be a little more open on that piece. Lifting, I lift with a lot of anger, because at the time frame, I dealt with a lot of tragedy growing up. So lifting actually was something that saved me more than anything. I've dealt with losing family members to murder or tragedy like that, and lifting is the main thing that always kept me grounded. My faith and being in the gym. So that's what I wish I would have been able to have, is my blessing that's sitting right here beside me, to being able to say, hey, it's okay to slow down sometimes. It's okay to being able to have a better balance, because strength is more than just being able to move the world. Strength is also being able to, how do you balance the world?
Right.
And that's something that I wish I could go back and have a better view on and understanding on.
I appreciate that, man. All right, so I'm introducing this question
Okay.
on this particular episode. So, you know how other podcasts, they have that signature question. So, I finally got my signature question. And I
Okay.
want to lay it out to y'all on this episode.
Okay,
I ain't get a chance to lay it out on
Oh, so we about to be the
Oh,
OGs.
Lord.
OGs.
Okay,
First one.
okay.
So, In True Form is all about authenticity, resilience, and stepping into your purpose. What does being in true form mean to you, and how do you embody that in your daily life?
Okay.
I'll let you answer first.
Okay. So being in true form, what it represents and what it means to me, and I would say collectively still for us, because we are one. So
unit. As Kevin Hart say, we are a unit.
Yes, yes. Where's everybody clothes? We supposed to dress alike. No, true form, what it represents, I feel like the most, is being authentic in every area. Meaning, far as guess what? Everybody has experienced, if not similar, some of the same things. And sometimes, friends, I feel like that's where people get lost into it, where they feel like, well, I don't think nobody can understand my story. I don't think nobody can understand what I experienced. When in reality, there's plenty of people that have went through the same thing. But if you were able to come out on the better end, on the backside of it, why hold that in?
Right.
Share it with the world. Share it with someone that you can be able to help, especially if you want to be able to help others. Be authentic with it. Don't just give pieces of it. Be authentic and show the whole form of being able to say, hey, I felt the same way before.
Right.
I experienced the same thing. And you never know what you really could be able to do. You could be able to save someone's life. You could be able to actually help improve somebody's life. You actually could be helping yourself in the long term too. Mm-hmm. Because there could be pieces that you didn't even know that you could look at in a different way that help push you past even more. So that's what I feel like it represents, in my opinion.
Appreciate that.
For me, I feel like it represents just being obviously true to who you are. Like as for myself, when it comes to my faith, everything that's evolves around that. You know, I'm an introvert. A lot of our clients know that.
Yeah.
So I honestly just stay true to that. They know I will talk. A lot of it's coming from my eyes, you know, side eye and stuff like that. Like, you know what to do.
Shadows.
And just keeping that that faith in just who I am. I feel like you shouldn't turn it off just because somebody new come in the door.
Right.
Whether they like it or not, I mean, that's on them. I'm still go, you know, serve God, still talk about God, still talk about our story, still implement it into somebody else's life because they may need it.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can't be nobody but you. Why you want to be, you know, somebody else? The same thing as with our gym. We're authentic. We don't want to be like somebody else, you know,
Right.
a whole nother black gym. Just because everybody else doing it, what's going to set us apart?
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all giving my questions some juice.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
You know, none of that unhealthy high sugar juice. The healthy juice, the whole juice. My last question to you guys is, this goes to both of y'all. What are y'all thankful for? What are 3 things that you are thankful for? Start with you, Ron.
I'm thankful for life, for one. I'm thankful for my husband. I feel like we, yeah.
You.
Yeah, you. And I'm just thankful for our kids, just showing them what it's like to be a business owner, a black business owner. You don't see a lot of us, right? Even though they don't want to be in here, you know, we still showing them. Like,
They'll be able to tell you,
exactly.
but they're going to brag about you.
Exactly.
You don't even know it. My son brags about my photography.
Wow.
He tells his friends they play Fortnite. My dad about to go and take pictures. He takes pictures. He put people in magazines.
Yeah.
And I can hear his excitement when he talks about that. So that makes I get where you're coming from.
And it's not to sound cliche, but it's the same, but I only have one caveat that's different. Only one. With life, I look at life as still tying back to our faith. What I'm thankful for is, honestly, for what God has been able to do within my mind, my heart, my spirit. That's one thing I'm thankful for the most. Because I look at, without God, I really don't know where I would be.
Yeah.
And then those same 2 aspects, you're the greatest blessing that I've ever had in my life. Ever. That is something that will never change for all eternity.
If you was in the audience, you would have heard them. Like they do on the shows and stuff. Like,
Oh,
I would have been
good.
sitting there like, they did that on my show.
But it's the realest thing.
Women balance us out, man.
They do.
Our spouses balances us out. Y'all do so much that y'all can't even understand.
Yeah.
It's a guy thing.
Because sometimes y'all want to hear it.
Yeah, you're right. But y'all have a different perspective on life.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly understand where you're coming from with that.
But that's the key factor. It took time.
Yeah.
Just like anything, it takes time.
Everything takes time.
But I learned, that's why I was using what we've learned. What is a wife? What is a husband? Leader, help me. Not helping me, but just helping me to meet where I need to be at. You complete it. So that's what helps me. And then the other aspect with our kids, like she said before, just being able to have them understand what hard work really can do for you, what trusting God can do for you. Looking at everything that they've been able to experience and understand. So back to the authentic piece, when they become adults, they may have something that they experience. We can give them the real and be like, hey, now you're old enough to really understand this.
Right.
So when you saw that and when you understood it, now you know exactly what it is because you were able to kind of see it firsthand before you really experiencing what you're dealing with now.
Also, I feel like one other thing is grateful for the struggles we went through. Because I feel like it more so, how can I say it? It prepared us. It kept us humble.
Absolutely.
And it just showed us like just based on where we came from.
Yeah.
You know, you appreciate things a lot more when you go through something.
Yeah.
And you get out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we come to the end. The credits is coming up now. I ain't got no credits.
I'm about to say, you fancy.
Nah, I ain't got no
I better say, what's the soundtrack?
Hey, I appreciate y'all, taking the time out of y'all Wednesday. This is y'all day. This is y'all debrief day.
Yeah.
And so I know how important time is. We hear that all the time. You can't get time back.
Yeah.
So hopefully this time that we've spent together today is going to take to a whole other level for each of us.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I can't wait to showcase everybody what you guys are all about, who you all are. And, I see this as a long-term relationship.
Definitely.
Yes.
I do like to offer my guests different things on the show. So one thing I do want to offer you guys is a free family session for whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
I want to get one with you and the kids. Y'all reach out to me. Let me know when y'all are ready and prepared for that. That's what it costs to you guys for you being able to sit down.
Thank you.
Because I know that busy husband and wife can sometimes delay family pictures.
Exactly.
And I know how tough it can be orchestrating all that. So.
This is in God's perfect time because our oldest one saw our family pictures.
When you come right in the front door, you see
She said this last month, we need to upgrade these.
Hair longer and everything.
Right. Taller.
Your beard is longer.
Right.
My beard is longer, but my hair is definitely shorter.
All
I
hair now.
appreciate you, man.
No, we appreciate you, man.
And it was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
thank you all for tuning in to another episode of In True Form. I'm your host, Corey Truesdale. Peace out.
See ya.
Right.
I appreciate you guys, man.
You're welcome.
We made good time.
It was fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We made good time. I ain't want to hold y'all up like crazy, man.
No, you good.
Nah, this was fun.
We got to set up for tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.